talk to me about the trip. What do you want to know?
I feel like I know everything about the trip. I don't really know what I want to know. I feel like we should have planned this more.
Because I haven't stopped talking about it for like months.
Yeah, basically.
All right. Well, that's that then.
You tell me about the trip. What do you look forward to the most?
I'm looking forward to Scotland, but I feel like that is almost like wishing away 2/3 of the trip. If that makes any sense. I'm looking forward to just empty roads, though. I think that's what I'm most looking forward to. Just empty roads.
Roads like this.
Yeah, but these roads are empty, but you just know if you were cycling them, you're going to have a car at some point because it's touristy and, you know, there's a lot going on. Whereas I think when we get to Scotland, there will just be like nothing and nobody. Which maybe is just a sweeping generalisation of what Scotland is like, potentially.
The other thing that I think is interesting about these roads at the moment is how up and down they are.
Yeah.
And I think you're going to have a lot of up and down.
Enjoying the hills. Yeah, the first 5 days are going to be kind of a proper workout. Whereas I think when we get out to the Peak District or the Lake District, or you know, in Scotland also, there'll be that sense of achievement you get when you kind of climb the one big hill of the day. Whereas people say the first 5 days is the worst just because of you spend all of your time climbing up some tiny little molehill in order to just go down it again and start again, you know, 10 minutes down the road.
You don't quite have that same sense of achievement as when you get up a mountain.
Yeah.
You don't get the payoff.
Yeah. Not that it's not fun. Like, Cornwall's like obviously gorgeous.
How does it feel to have actually set off? Like the trip has started now, but with the road.
I don't think it's felt real for a long time because of, you know, the situation. But it has been like a year of planning. Like, I gave my dad the route book for Father's Day last year. And like, I planned some of these first couple of days just on, like, you know, in November. Like, I planned the routes in November. So it's been a long time planning, booking, training, all of that. But so I don't think it's going to quite feel real until that first day, like, properly away from home.
I think it's also interesting that you were talking about like the situation and, you know, the past year being like wild. But I think it's going to be really interesting to see how many other people you come across who are also doing this, because I think it's like a huge adventure, but one that's actually really attainable still.
Yeah. I was looking on Instagram earlier today of the place in Land's End where the sign is, to see how many cyclists there were there already, and I think we are only going to meet like lots of people who are like on that trip, especially at the start and at the end. I think in the middle there are so many possible routes that you could possibly do that it's potentially unlikely that we meet loads of people. But certainly once we get like north of Inverness.
Are there any like key points? Because I think it's really interesting about the trip. It's almost like a kind of a curve in any which way it goes in the middle, because you have a defined start and a defined end. Are there any other like key points, or is it?
Well, you end up
anything?
Like, yeah, not really. There's like, you end up having seen a lot of routes. A lot of people choose. You kind of have to make a choice whether you go Glasgow or Edinburgh. But in reality, it's like you converge at Inverness. I think a lot of people tend to do it that way. Although you can still go kind of West Scotland and kind of curve up along the North Coast 500 route. But most people kind of converge on Inverness and then do a mad dash north after that. But other than that, it's kind of like you can kind of go which way you want. I mean, most people tend to go up the kind of west of England, you know, and kind of skirt along, you know, those kind of northern cities on the west of England, rather than doing an extra crisscross kind of over to the eastern side. But so you're probably staying west of the Pennines overall. But yeah, other than that, it's a bit of a free-for-all. It's literally the coastal paradox, but in a cycle adventure, because the quieter roads that you want, the longer it makes the trip. There comes a point where you can cycle no further.